Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
No, I said that's about $1,000 in 2006 dollars.
In 2006 dollars.
Yeah, if you go with the right inflation numbers, John Williams style.
$2,000 next year is going to be like 800. Yeah.
9:59 this morning. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, count on others to help promote. So, the other thing that we did was Tammy Bruce called me up out of the blue one day and said, "Hey, can I come speak at your event?" And I said, "Angry conservative lipstick lesbians? Shit, yeah!" So they had her show up.
Come on down.
I didn't see Ann. No, is Ann hotter than Tammy? Colder? Oh, Coulter. Oh, okay.
A couple days before the Santa Monica event, I got an email from somebody that said that Code Pink was going to crash our event. So I went to the Code Pink website, and they had this message that said, Fox News and Bill O'Reilly have a tea party set up in Santa Monica. Like, literally, like, I'm like, wait, I'm not Bill O'Reilly, and I'm not getting any money from Fox News. So I wrote them an email. I said, I heard that you guys wanted to come to the tea party. I'm glad to have you. Come say whatever you want. If the people like your message, they'll clap for you. If not, they're going to boo you down. You're welcome to come. And it turns out that they're against the bailouts. They're against the Federal Reserve. Of course, they want to nationalize it, but they're still against the privatized Federal Reserve. And so instead of battling them, we tried to diffuse it. It turned out to be a great situation, and they did get harassed a little bit by some of the Tea Party people there, like at the very beginning. But you know what? Only like 3 of them came. I thought it was going to be like 40 of them, but they were actually pretty media savvy because Channel 7 had parked across the street, and that's right where they ran. So as far as the media was concerned, they were prevalent at the protest, but yeah, it was funny. We also had a brigadier general speak, and there's a cannon, a real huge cannon, right there at the pier. So we had a retired brigadier general give a speech. He dressed like a Minuteman. He was supposed to bring a real musket with him, but he chickened out at the last second, which I was kind of upset about because I had informed the police department that we would have a real musket on the premises. And they were like, well, we can't really say no just as long as he doesn't do anything aggressive with it. I was like, well, he is a brigadier general, so I'm not sure. But he didn't end up bringing it, which is unfortunate. But he gave a pretty rousing speech, and the point of it was that there's no safety in silence. So.
Yeah.
Excellent. It was some good energy, just impromptu, and a lot of this, maybe I'm not conveying this enough. A lot of this happened in a very short amount of time leading up to the April 15th. I mean, some of these events were, it wasn't like it was planned last year. So a lot of the organization you guys did was like in the last couple of weeks before, right? Maybe you can speak to that, the rapid, kind of
No, I actually was just going to make a comment real quick about how Obama being no different than Bush. I think a lot of people actually probably saw this coming. But people have to remember the TARP actually came before Obama was elected.
Yeah.
I know he was instrumental, but officially he wasn't president. And it just goes back to what Ron talked about earlier about the false dichotomy. There's no change.
That's people.
That was kind of the impetus for me. Was I remember sitting there when they rolled out the TARP, going, huh? Jigga what? Jigga who? And it was kind of amazing because I think there was a point in there when John McCain was kind of wavering about, am I going to go for this thing or not? And he was leaning the other direction. And I think if you looked at his calendar that day, you could probably guess who decided to book time. And the puppet master, so to speak, made it abundantly clear which side of the issue he was going to come out on. Because one of the guys in my group made the point very poignantly. He said, we don't have a Republican or a Democratic Party anymore. We have an incumbent party. And that's the reality, is that money buys influence, and there's way too much money in politics right now. because it's so profitable to lobby the government. So the obvious solution is to reduce the size of government, but nobody will present that one.
How many times have you guys heard over and over, where were you the last 8 years? Where were you the last 8 years?
Not me, I was a Democrat.
I've been getting screwed paying taxes. How about you? You know what I mean? Like the last 8 years. So we're up against the wall because we keep drawing a line and another line, and they keep crossing all the lines. And it's time that we literally put a stop to it. But everybody always says, we've had enough, we're mad as hell, we're not going to take it anymore. But a lot of times there's not any real meaning. No matter what, year after year, things keep getting worse, government keeps getting bigger. But there are some solutions that are starting to emerge. A lot of it's the 10th Amendment movement. Like
HR 1207?
What? Oh.
HR 1207.
And it's getting
huge.
So many co-sponsors finally.
I heard 190. How do you like that? That was just this morning.
And look at what Montana has done. Montana, does anybody know what Montana has done with firearms? Montana basically said, we don't care about what the federal government has to say with firearms that were made in Montana, and they're going to stay in Montana. The Interstate Commerce Clause has nothing to do with them. Right. So they're going to make firearms, they're going to make silencers, they're going to make whatever they want.
Yeah. These kind of states' rights movements that are part and parcel to some of these protests that are going on. Just to clarify, HR 1207 is a bill to audit the Fed. Audit the Federal Reserve.
Not end. That's next.
Yeah, end is next.
But first we have to pin something on them.
Now it's getting pretty close. Last I heard there was 179 sponsors, and you need 218.
If you go on the Fed's website, they say that they already do get audited, though.
Yeah.
So the question is by whom?
By themselves.
By themselves. They're not accountable. What's amazing about this is that, Washington spends, I did the math one time, it's something like $200 million a minute. An hour, excuse me, 200 million, a minute. And yet, you look at something as simple as inflation, right? The Federal Reserve used to take accounting of M3, which is the ultimate size of the money supply, which is what determines ultimately how fast inflation is occurring. And yet they decided to stop counting it in order to save $2 million a year. Which is as if that's that was the justification. But, it's too hard to account. It costs $2 million a year. So it's